Welcome, folks. Ladies and gents, it's your boy ZTR back again with another video. And this weekend, I'm going to do my AFC and NFC prediction on who I think is going to go to the Super Bowl. But before I get on with my pick, I'm going to basically play something for you because this scripted stuff ends. Because I've told you before, the people that think the league is scripted, these are people who are losing money. They gamble. Okay? They gamble, they lose money, they're looking for somebody to blame. These are people that live in negativity. They live their whole lives blaming other people for their problems. Okay? Because their team keeps losing, their team keeps failing, now they got to blame it on the refs. They got to blame it on Vegas. They don't want to take accountability at all for their issues. Okay? This will finally put an end to it. Since everybody keep thinking because it's sports entertainment, it's the same as WWE. Well, I'm here to tell you it's not. But I'm gonna let this guy here explain it to you, and then I'm gonna look at an actual YouTuber who did gamble and fail, and then I'm gonna tell you why he failed and why I don't take you on these channels seriously. The main reason why I do my videos, okay? Because I, for one, got respect for these athletes. I got respect for the hard work they put in. These athletes wait their whole lives to get here. They want to be in some script to tell them they can't earn it. No. But let's listen in. And I want everybody to really pay attention. And I'm not trying to start no drama. This is not me trying to promote my own channel. Once again, I got to get my point across. Because YouTuber rigging it for breakdowns thought I was playing with them. Just like Zachary K. Hubbard, just like RG the Chosen One. Okay? Car Block Nato, all these other channels that thought I was playing. I proved that they all lied. Every last one of them lied about their predictions. Every last one of them. Why? Because there was never no script. But let this man, I'm gonna let this man go in and I'm gonna chime in.
Again, so that the Chiefs and the Packers play, so it can be a rematch of Super Bowl I. I should have changed the verbiage of this question. He asked this obviously before championship weekend. Although it's actually better to read the question now because clearly the NFL is not rigged, which means it's not planned. Super Bowl I, yes, was the Packers and the Chiefs, and a lot of people thought maybe the NFL is going to pull a fast one and decide to have that rematch of the first Super Bowl. It's so stupid for anybody. It is so dumb.
Now, let me just add this, okay? Because a lot of you young folks need to stop letting these. This is why I don't like those channels, because they basically poisoning the youth. They poison people that's 18 and under, okay? When the Chiefs played the Packers in the very first Super Bowl, that was way in the late 60s. That was like 66, 67. The older generation didn't believe in no script. There was no social media back then. Back then, people really had to work hard. There was no internet. None of that going on. Okay? It was just hard-working athletes. They had to really grind and really had to earn a living. They didn't have the technology we have now. Okay? The problem is too much people that got too much time on their hands. They doing all these drugs. They smoking all this weed. So their minds, they let their imagination just run wild. Or two, they're over here gambling. Like I explained earlier, there's people that's losing a lot of money behind these football teams. So instead of holding themselves accountable, they want to blame it on a script. Just make a prediction, but then stop saying there's a script. The script doesn't exist because, again, if the league was really scripted right, like y'all say it is, how come the Chiefs are not in more Super Bowls? How come the Chiefs don't have 6 Super Bowls up there with Pittsburgh and New England? It took Kansas City 50-something years to get to the one Mahomes won, which was 3 seasons ago. Now this man has a chance to go to a 3rd Super Bowl in a row and win his 2nd. Remember, he did not beat the Buccaneers. Tom Brady proved he was better than Mahomes. Okay? This is get out the way now. And this is the same Tom Brady that beat Patrick Mahomes when he was in New England on the AFC with the Patriots. The same Patriots team that just lost just this season. They got bounced out the first round. Then last year they didn't make the playoffs at all. They went like 7-9. Again, people need to actually watch the entire season. Children, if you don't understand something, go ask questions. Won't y'all go out y'all houses, right? Tell your parents to take you to the stadium. Go to a high school or go to a college and go interview these players yourself and ask them if it's scripted or rigged. If you really want to find out. Because people need to ask themselves, the ones that's making all this scripted content, right? Have you actually been to an actual stadium? Because I know rigging it for breakdowns is lying. That young man's lying his ass off. I'm dead serious. He's lying. At all times, that man paragraphed me. That man ain't been to none of these games he say he's been to. He obviously don't know what's going on because this man straight said out of his own mouth Tom Brady was going to retire with 8 Super Bowls. Well, Tom Brady's contract was up anyway. Right, this was the last year of his contract. He only signed a 2-year deal. And on top of that, the man has decided to retire at 44. But I digress.
If anybody believes that the NFL is rigged or planned or scripted, it's literally impossible. The WWE is scripted. It's planned. Now, loosely planned. You can't plan an entire fight. But you can plan the outcome and have little themes throughout the fight you can script, and that's how it works. I know somebody. I'm not kidding. I know a guy. I got it.
And this guy's channel actually checks out. This man is actually known, well known, very popular dude. That's why he has the subscribers he has. He actually knows people that work for the WWE. And let me add this too. See, in WWE on Raw and SmackDown, there's at least 30 wrestlers on each show. So it's easier to do storylines. It's easier to script stuff. The belts that people win in WWE and TNA and TNA Impact and New Japan Wrestling, even AEW. Okay, those belts you don't keep. Those belts they don't let a wrestler hold that belt for a certain amount of time. Then you gotta give that belt back. All right. You don't get to keep the belts you win. And that's for the active wrestlers. Versus in the NFL, when a team wins that Lombardi Trophy, that Lombardi Trophy is going to that team's mantle in their home state where they're from. And they're gonna make the NFL's gonna spend another $50 million to make a new one. Okay? Let that sink in, children. That's the majority of you that's on these channels. So I'm talking to you, to the kids. Was for you adults that's like 25 and up, believing it's scripted, shame on you. You're wasting your time on nonsense and lies. You should know better than this. But to the people that's 18 and under, especially you 21s and under, that's who I'm talking to. Because someone like Rig NFL Breakdowns is trolling you to get your money. In WWE, just like you just explained, okay, yes, it's entertainment. The NFL is entertainment, but in NFL, you got to compete. It's too much money on the line. In WWE, the championship, like somebody like, for example, John Cena or Brock Lesnar, Kofi Kingston, for example, they have those belts and they got to give those belts up at a certain amount of time. They're only going to be getting a certain amount of pay-per-views and a certain amount of months to become champion before they have to give it up and lose it to another wrestler of their choosing, okay? In the NFL, NBA, MLB, NHL, Major League Soccer, tennis, and even Olympics, the championships or gold medals you win, you get to keep those. Like Michael Phelps in swimming. That man got every last one of those gold medals in his mantle in his home because he earned those. That wasn't scripted. The man was just the fastest swimmer. Just like Usain Bolt was the fastest runner on the planet Earth when he was competing. Let's continue.
A direct message from him on Instagram. I know a guy who writes for the WWE.
And if you don't believe him, you go check his page. So for some of y'all who don't believe me, go research him. Go check him out. Go inbox him.
We had a whole conversation about it, how it works. That's how it works. You can't do that for the NFL. You can't loosely script an NFL game. You have 22 guys on the field at all times. In wrestling, you have 2 guys. Sometimes you have a cage match and you have 4 people. 4 people in a ring at once. You can loosely plan what happens for 4 people. 22 people on a field at once.
That alone, you got to count the people that's on the bench. Every roster got 50 players. 50-man roster or 53-man roster. Because you need at least like 11 guys or 12 guys. Yeah, you need at least like 13 guys for your practice squad just in case somebody gets injured. Or you got to go out and go in free agency. Too much that happens. For example, Henry Ruggs, when a man drove in his car, high out of his mind, drunk, with his girlfriend in the passenger seat, wind up hitting that one civilian, which was another lady he killed, and then wrecked his car, and then went to jail and is in prison now. That was not scripted. What happened when John Gruden was in the script? All right? My Cowboys losing the first round for the first time in years was not in a script. Same way with the Titans. The Bengals beat the Titans because the Bengals played smarter football. It's not rocket science. Brady losing to the Rams. The Rams beat Brady earlier in the season. But of course, most of you don't watch the entire season. You don't watch the game. You're spoon-fed by rigged NFL breakdowns, making up a false story. Okay? No, there's too many players. There's over 2,000 players a season. It's way too many people. You got to count to. Okay? Things happen on and off the field. I'm sorry, man. Ain't no that's way too much writing. Ain't no people gonna be doing that. I'm sorry. That's a waste of time. Because there are certain teams like the Jaguars, the Detroit Lions, Houston, Texas, they not worth scripting at all. I'm just being quite honest. The Texans been a disappointment since they came in. And look at the Browns. Didn't make the playoffs last year after you beat the Pittsburgh Steelers in the first round last year. Okay, you lose to the they lost to the Chiefs. Okay? But then this year you don't make the playoffs, they not worth scripting. That's just a weak franchise. Again, people say the most dumb imaginary stuff because they just want somebody to listen to them and make them feel good.
Can't loosely plan what happens. And you can't plan, guys. Watch a football game. Nothing is staged. Nothing is scripted. If you understand anything about football, it's literally impossible to do. Not to mention, here's where it really falls apart. Forget 22 guys and the complications of trying to plan that. The NFL has thousands and thousands and thousands of employees, and they have, in the history of the NFL, had thousands and thousands of employees. If the NFL was scripted, somebody would leak it. Somebody would make it public.
Thank you. Everybody in a mom and daddy, brother and sister, even little child has a camera phone. There's at least over 200 cameras. There's like 200 cameras in each stadium covering all angles. I learned that in radio and television going to Long Beach City College. Shouts out to Robert Hirsch. Robert Hirsch actually worked for the NFL in between his time being a teacher there when they still had the RTV program. He told me how NFL game is ran. It's like over 200 cameras covering every angle. And in the time when the games was rigged, like Bounty Gate, Deflate Gate, Spy Gate, people get in trouble because they get caught. The NFL runs an investigation. But of course, most of the people that make these videos about the league being scripted, they don't watch the whole season. They ain't been watching football that long. Again, they want your money. So they can tell you who's going to win. They bet against them. They bet against the teams they told you to go after. It's a trap. Like this man just said, it's too much going on at once. Ain't nobody going to be having time to be writing a script that big. That's too many pages, for one. And on top of that, again, it's like, why, if I'm an owner of a football team, okay, why do I need a script to have my team win when I got money to afford the best football players? The Rams traded for Von Miller and Odell Beckham Jr. Those are two high-end contracts they just took in up. Because them traded away Jared Goff. They traded Jared Goff for Matt Stafford. That's another high-end contract. The Rams are doing what they got to do to try to win, just like the Buccaneers did last year. Buccaneers won last year because they spent all that money on the best players like Leonard Fournette, Rob Gronkowski, Tom Brady, Antonio Brown. Y'all, Jameis Winston did not have that same help. It could be an argument if Jameis Winston had the same help, then maybe he would have went to the Super Bowl too. Don't y'all think? Again, people need to stop being stupid and dumb and use your brain. Stop smoking weed. Stop doing drugs. Leave that lean alone. Leave that crystal meth alone. It's not doing nothing for y'all that's good for you. It's only making you more and more dumb.
Knowledge. And somebody's like, well, they would sue the guy. No, you can literally leak something. And people have leaked stuff to me, believe it or not. There are people out there that say, hey, Zach, we want you to talk about this. And they work in a front office, so they do this or that. And like, hey, just point look into this briefly. Here's some information. And they give me a bit of information. But they don't.
And Zach here was smart enough to do his own research too before he did this video. That's why he thinks that's why he understands like me. We know how stupid this is. And me, I'm a former athlete myself. I done been on traveling in my semi-pro career. I've been on buses already, traveling from city to city, playing against other teams. In my first year playing for the Long Beach Lions, we playing for a guy named Jermaine. Now Jermaine was not only a general manager and president and owner of the team, he was also playing suiting up too. That don't work like that. We wound up going 1-9. We was one of the sorriest teams in the league. Why? Because we didn't have the players. We weren't as strong as the majority of our opponents. And the only game we won was against a team called the Dolphins in Huntington Park. They went 0-10. That was the only win. Now the following year we did much better. We did a little bit more better because they actually went and started recruiting. We wound up going 8-2. We lost in the conference championship to the Compton Panthers. A team I wind up playing for just 2 seasons after, before they folded. Okay? I done played college ball. I done played high school football and Pop Warner. It's all about matchups. There's skill gaps. There are players that are smarter and faster than others. That's just how it goes. That's why you have the MVP of the league. Everybody not going to get a chance to be MVP because they're not that good. Y'all need to stop disrespecting these athletes and the hard work they put in. These people are wearing and tearing their body, breaking bones, going through surgeries, so they could do what they want. They was always loved to do. This man here has got common sense. He's intelligent. He actually uses his brain. Unlike some of you losers who constantly waste time with this nonsense and this BS. Hours upon hours of like nonsense and lies for a fake script that never even existed. Betting in Vegas. First of all, Vegas go give the money to whoever bets on the right team. That's how Vegas works. Come on now, man. This is sad. It really is.
How would anybody figure out who my source is? It's impossible. So my point is this. You couldn't hide the secret. If the NFL was staged or rigged or scripted, you couldn't keep it a secret at all. It's just impossible. There's too many moving parts, too many moving pieces. The narrative that the NFL is rigged and scripted is one I will never, ever revisit ever again. I'm never talking about it ever. But I want to make a topic so people can always go back to it and I can say, you're dumb. You're an idiot. If you believe it's scripted, go live under a rock or go take off your tinfoil hat, relax a little bit, because it's complete, impossible, utter nonsense.
Yeah, so that man understands it, man. Like, this is crazy. It really is. It is sad because people waste time with this, man. Now I got another video that I'm finna show you, right? Give me 1 second. Now we gonna listen to another guy on his channel, right? We gonna listen into somebody who actually gambled. Okay? Let's listen into this dude. We're gonna listen to somebody who actually spent money, a lot of money. Right? I'm gonna let him talk. Cause this guy sounds like this guy is gonna completely contradict himself in this entire video. This guy's gonna make himself look like a complete fool in front of like however else many people he got that view this channel. This person here is the reason why you don't take nobody that gambles seriously. Anybody that gambles, but then trying to say try to blame the NFL, blame the referees for rigging and scripting the game, is somebody you should never ever listen to a day in your life. You're gonna listen to somebody you should never ever take advice. You need to avoid this man as much as possible because this guy is a complete fool.
Well, that's right. We're back. We haven't shot an episode in a while because I've been watching a lot of NFL. It's the times of COVID. Not much is going on. California just went back into a lockdown. So what better thing to do than to turn on the TV and watch some good old American football, right? That's what I'm talking about. I've been really engulfed into football lately, watching NFL and betting on some games. And I can't help but to think whether or not the NFL is scripted or rigged. And I'm going to tell you why. Recently, I saw 3 different games that there were calls and plays that were highly questionable. Now, you got to remember, the NFL is nearly a $25 billion industry. So, and it's live. So when you see some of these plays, it kind of really makes me wonder if they're on the lines of like WWE. You know what I mean? So let's get into it. I got these 3 plays that we're going to look at. The first one, the Kansas City Chiefs against the Denver Broncos. All right? There's a play where, what's his name, Tyreek Hill? Mahomes throws the ball. Check out the video. He throws the ball into the end zone, and the ball kind of bounces off the player. The ball's live, and he kind of, some may argue that he didn't have possession of the ball, but he catches the ball, and the ball.
All right, sir, that's considered incomplete pass. Okay, that no longer counts anymore. They've been stopped that already. Again, for those who saw the Cowboys versus the Packers when we had DeMarco Murray at running back, and y'all saw that Hail Mary, that one big old throw that Tony Romo threw to Dez Bryant that they say didn't that Sam Shields Dez Bryant didn't have full possession of the football. Well, again, that's not a catch. The DB broke that ball up. You didn't have full possession. For that to be a catch, it has to be literally in his hands, gripped. The ball can't be loose in your hands. The ball was never in that man's hands at all, so it's an incomplete pass. The DB made a play. It's clearly right there on camera. This is somebody who clearly has never played football a day in his life. He don't understand it. For it to be a catch in a touchdown pass, you got to have full possession of the football. It means the ball has to be literally in your hands, gripped. Okay? There's no excuses why that receiver didn't make that catch. Well, how about thanking the DB for making a good play and saving his team from a touchdown? Like, come on, you waste our time with that nonsense. Like I told you, man, these people can't be trusted at all. They don't know what they're talking about. This is a game, this guy clearly he probably betted on the Broncos like an idiot. No, that play is an incomplete pass. He did not have full position of the football. Especially if the football bounced on his helmet. It never hit his hands. That's an incomplete pass, sir.
Ball never hits the floor in the end zone. I'm calling clear touchdown. I don't want to hear it. It's a touchdown.
I don't want to hear your excuses. Look, this man pretty much dropped the pass.
What do you think?
Look at that. The ball came out his hands. That's an incomplete. Or that could have been it wasn't no fumble. That was not no fumble either. The fumble is when he had possession of the ball and then the DB hits him and it bounced out. That's clearly incomplete. If that was a touchdown pass, the ball would have been in his hands. He would have had it going down. That means right here, the ball would be in that man's glove. Oh, yeah. And to Lobo, the other idiot, where was these magnets on somebody's gloves? That man was clearly stupid as hell. That's, again, I'm never going to forget that. You have the other young man, Lobo, on his channel, literally had the nerve to say there are magnets on these people's gloves. Okay, but where's the magnet? If there was a magnet, the ball would have caught this man's hand and wouldn't have came off. There are no magnets in these footballs. Okay? I'm going to repeat that again. There's no magnets on these football. That receiver didn't have the possession of it. The ball just happened to land on him. That's an incomplete pass. He never had full possession of the football. Again, a little 5-year-old, 6-year-old can see that. Ray Charles could have saw that, man. Like, come on now. Stop complaining.
I think they got robbed because they didn't even, replay the play, right?
This is the Kansas City Chiefs. Ain't no such thing as getting robbed. This team been to 2 Super Bowls in a row the last 2 seasons. Yeah, the Broncos ain't done nothing since 2015, man. Give me a break.
But like I said, I posted this on Facebook. Some of the people were trying to argue that it's no possession.
Yeah, because they know how stupid you sound. They know that you're somebody that don't understand football and you're mad because you lost money.
That's a no possession play. But see, they didn't even bother to review it. And so
because why would they? Why the replay shows you why there's no need to review that. Andy Reid's not going to waste a challenge flag on that. Come on now. He got Patrick Mahomes. You got Tyreek Hill. You got Travis Kelce. Okay? There's no need to be reviewing nothing. If he didn't catch the football, he didn't catch the football.
You got to remember, if you're into betting, the line for this game was 14 points, meaning the Kansas City Chiefs needed to beat the Broncos by more than 14 points, which should have been super easy. You're talking about the Super Bowl champs.
And again, if they didn't cover the spread, they just didn't cover the spread. Y'all got to understand it, man. If you're going to make bets, understand the spread. That's why you got to bet on the right team. It's all about matchups like I explained to y'all earlier in these channels, in these videos. You can't get mad if the Chiefs don't cover the spread. That means Denver had a defense that slowed them down. The Denver was going to allow them that's all it means. They didn't cover. You can't complain about losing money if you're gambling. Okay? I'm just going to call it for what it is. Now, the person who did chose the right spread, they're going to get the money. No, don't blame them on the referees. Don't blame the league because you chose the wrong team and you didn't cover the right spread.
Last year's Super Bowl champs. And you're talking about the Denver Broncos, who are a mediocre team. Okay? I thought the Chiefs were going to cover this. Play number 2. Take a look at this tape.
Blitz coming. Mahomes deep downfield for Hill, makes the catch, and he goes eventually for the touchdown, but he does a little backflip. But I think with a flag down, they're going to bring it back. And then another flag comes down at the end where Hill.
Okay, you see clearly in this instant replay that the wide receiver catches the ball and runs all the way to the touchdown. There's no flag called until he makes a backflip into the end.
Okay, idiot, dude. You not looking at... Oh, my God, dude. Oh, Jesus. Woo. Tyreek Hill took his time because he already saw the flag coming. The refs already threw the yellow flag. He already saw that play coming. That's why. Tyreek Hill was just putting on a show. But the play was already... He already saw the flags going, so why would he... Again, bro, like, that touchdown don't count. There's a flag. That means there's a play on the review. Okay? Again, you're not there inside the game. You're not at the stadium. You're at home watching from a TV screen. You don't see what these players are seeing out on the football field to even know what's going on.
Zone. And then all of a sudden there's a flag called. During this play, they never did a replay. All the refs said was holding or something from the offense, which to me is just phony because it takes.
Again, okay, how's that phony? An offensive lineman can't hold a defensive back. They can't keep okay, if you go block the defensive back, you can't tug on their jersey. Now you can go back and go watch that. What the offensive linemen were holding. You can't do that. If the defensive lineman got the offensive lineman beat, you gotta let him through. That means the defensive line outpowered the offensive lineman. They went through the center. They went through the weak side, sir. Again, this is some man that never played a day in his life. He don't understand it. Of course they're gonna call that back. Because you put the defense at a disadvantage. They could have knocked that play off. If the defensive lineman had not been held, they would have sacked Mahomes, or they would have forced Mahomes to throw it somewhere else. Or he would have threw it out of bounds, thus saving him from a touchdown pass. So Tyreek Hill knew that play was going to be on. He saw that flags being thrown, so he just did his little backflip and went back. Again, if you're going to complain about something, know the rules. Because you could go back and go look at that. They clearly held. They held that defensive lineman up. You can see. Matter of fact, let's go back and go look at that again since he want to sit here and complain. This man has no common sense at all, no knowledge for the game.
And then all of a sudden there's that the wide receiver catches the ball and runs all the way to the touchdown. There's no flag called until he makes a backflip into the end zone. And then all of a sudden there's a flag called. During this play, they never did a replay. All the refs said was,
Blitz coming.
are a mediocre team. Okay? I thought the Chiefs were going to cover this. Play number 2. Take a look at this tape.
I want you to pay very close attention because you could clearly see what this dude, like, look at the sitting right here. That defense line is coming. That's Von Miller there, but watch this. Again, they're clearly holding, dude. They scoring stuff like that. Watch.
Blitz coming.
Now you see that? Number 62 is holding this guy. Had he not held him and just broke through and focused on this guy, Mahomes would have got sacked already. Look at that, man. You could clearly see them grabbing on the man's jersey. You cannot do that. That's illegal. So if I'm on the offense end, I'll be complaining too. Because if not, then it means Andy Reid would have challenged him. They would throw a red flag if they not called it. Okay, ain't no way in the world. And look at the scoreboard too, man. Like, come on now. They're already up in that game. But you can't hold. Look at this, man. You can clearly see it. It's either a 62 or the guy. Look at the guy in front of this guy. Pay attention to the jersey right here, the white jersey, but look at the red. Look at the red one. That's clearly holding. That dude ain't even letting off. You can't do that. Okay? You clearly see this man can't even get to him. Now, had this guy not held the guy right here, Mahomes would have got hit. Clear as day. Look at this man's arm being. You can literally see this man's arm being pulled. You can't do that. That's illegal. That's a holding call all day, every day. Again, man, y'all gotta know. Y'all gotta understand y'all gotta understand the game. Y'all gotta understand rules. See, most of the people that's complaining that the game is scripted rigged, they don't understand rules. No, that's holding all day. They gave Mahomes too much time to throw the football. Because had that not happened, Mahomes would have been scrambling out of there. That man would have scrambled right here to the left side of this field here. Okay? Again, I'm somebody who played. That's a holding call. Look at that. The man can't even get to him. You can see his arm being grabbed. The man damn near pulling his jersey down. Can't do that, dude. I'm sorry, man. You lose on that one. They ain't no. They had every right to call that off.
Mahomes, deep downfield for him.
Because what it is, had the defensive lineman were able to get to him, had they not held off, they would have let him off. Because again, you can only fight. The linemen can only fight with each other for a certain amount of seconds. If the defensive line is getting through you and it's a blitz, you gotta let them off. You can't hold them, or you're gonna force your team to get like a 5-yard or 10-yard penalty back. Now, had that not happened, Mahomes would never been able to make this type of throw.
Makes the catch, and he goes eventually for the touchdown, but he does a little backflip. But I think with a flag now, they're going to bring it back.
You got to be kidding me, man. For real.
And then another flag comes down at the end. Where
Sad.
Okay,
Again, brother, look at this, man. This guy is getting his jersey held. Dude, you can't do that. I'm sorry, dude. That's not a block. A block with him and be him getting pushed back. The defense line, again, and you got to understand, man, these guys are losing stamina. They tired, man. A lot of these linemen are playing 40-something minutes. You got to play 4 quarters of 12-minute football. 15 to 12, however else on there, man. Somebody going to get tired. That's all it is. Denver got the right defense. They had the right coverage. But what is the offensive lineman is holding that dude back? Or else Mahomes would have been running out of there. That either would have been incomplete or Mahomes would have got hit for a sack. So the referees had to call the flag because it wasn't fair to the defensive linemen. It wasn't fair to the Denver Broncos.
you see clearly in this.
And had the Broncos had the referees not thrown that flag, then that'd be considered cheating. Then that'd be considered rigged, sir.
Instant replay that the wide receiver catches the ball and runs all the way to the touchdown. There's no flag called until he makes a backflip into the end zone. And then all of a sudden there's a flag called.
Y'all just seen it. There's a flag already called already. The referees already threw that flag. You see it clear as day that was a holding call.
During this play, they never did a replay. All the refs said was holding or something from the offense, which to me is just phony because it takes a great amount of effort for the offense to actually make a play.
Now, let's say if he was down there with the offensive line, right? Let's say he was on the defense, he's one of the Broncos, and that was him getting his jersey held. You be complaining to the referee too. That's also, I find it very, very funny that somebody on the outside looking in is complaining and don't see what's going on. This is just like on Madden. If you see your player getting held in there, you be ready to challenge if the referees don't do nothing. Let's let him be on the defensive end and he coming to sack the quarterback, try to get to the quarterback, and the offensive player is holding down their jersey where you can't even turn your head. They just won't let off. You be mad too.
And we never even got, as viewers, we never even got to see what call was even called.
Actually, that's false. The people that are at the stadium saw everything. The people that's inside them stands that have paid over $2,000 a seat or more than that, they got a chance to see everything. You got analysts that's also watching. Okay? These coaches are watching too. The owners are watching. So if they see something they don't like, they're going to call the challenge. They're going to throw that red flag. Okay? So if this man here not made that call like he was supposed to, then he would have been fired. He would have been suspended without pay. They be ready to take that to court, sir. Okay? So stop your lying because you're mad that your team didn't cover and you lost money.
So, I don't know. What do you make of this one? You tell me. Lastly, I'm watching the Dallas game against the Baltimore Ravens. You got to take a look at this one. There's a clear pass interference from the Ravens defense to a wide receiver. You see in the video, he grabs dude, holds him. There's a referee right there at the sidelines. They completely let this happen, and there's no call for pass interference.
Just one time.
Okay, so first of all, man, let's get this straight down. This was last year, okay? I'm going to show you just how stupid this guy is, because this was actually what did it, Rick. And this is why I don't take nobody seriously that say it's scripted rigged. The Cowboys was never going to beat this Ravens team at all. For one, you're in Baltimore. Two, this was Lamar Jackson after he won the MVP the following year. That team won like 12 games that season. Okay? Well, I think 11 games. Yeah, they won 11 games. This is a Cowboys team without Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott broke his leg. Okay? This is Mike McCarthy's first year. The Cowboys went 6-10 this year. This is one of the teams they lost to. Okay? So they was never going to beat the Ravens. The Ravens was already better than them going in. Okay? So I'm just going to keep that off the top. They got Andy Dalton at quarterback. Andy Dalton did absolutely nothing for them. The Cowboys started winning games when they had the third string quarterback in there. But let's just see what he's talking about. Because this man has already embarrassed himself throughout the entire video.
They do get Dalton out on the move. He flips.
And by the way, Andy Dalton has always had a bad time beating the Ravens. Okay? Let's just call it for what it is. Since Andy Dalton was the Cincinnati Bengals quarterback, the Ravens have since then won a Super Bowl with Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco beat him out many times. But look at that score. Look at 17-10. They're already up in that game. They was never going to beat that Ravens team. You're not going to beat a team that was fully healthy, matter of fact. This is Lamar Jackson who had all his guys there. The Cowboys didn't have no defense this year.
Sit downfield and with contact, no flag.
Yeah, I'm with C.D. Lamb. He's looking around and wondering, where's the flag?
But where's the contact on it? I'm still trying to find that out.
He grabs him. There's no way around it. I don't know how you don't make that call. There's the official. He's right there on top of it. I just don't know how you don't make that call.
That is a big miss by this officiating crew, and Andy Dalton took a big hit from Chris Board.
Actually, Dalton was already hit before that happened. There was already contact before they even happened. That's why they're not calling the flag. That's already considered a sack. What is the lineman broke up that pass. The play was already done.
Now, the line for the Cowboys game was 9 points, meaning they didn't have to lose by more than 9, which is a touchdown and like a field goal, right? And up until like the third quarter, it was a pretty close.
Matter of fact, let's look at the score of that game, matter of fact. Since he's sitting here talking, because my thing is, man, why would you bet on the Cowboys going against the Ravens? See, 2020, let's look at this scoreboard. Look at that score. They got blown the hell out. Once again, they got blown the hell out. How in the hell were you taking the Cowboys to cover any spread against a Ravens team with Lamar Jackson that was the defending MVP the following season? That man was the MVP. Even though he lost to the Titans, he was the MVP. They were fully healthy. I don't understand this dude, man. This dude got something mentally wrong with him. Look at Lamar Jackson, 107 yards for 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, right? Look at this. Look at this, right? Look at Mark Ingram. Look at that, man. Come on now. You're not going to beat this team. Look at your Boykin in there. Hollywood Brown. Look at that, man. And they got shut out. That was all defense, too. Look at that, man. 7 sacks. 5 sacks. Peters got 5 sacks. Humphrey got 4 sacks. Look at that, man. Look at these tackles. But look at these tackles, right? All these assists. Okay, they ain't got no sacks, excuse me, but look at all these tackles, right? Look at that defense. Look at kick return, right? Averaging 28 yards. Kick return. I'm like, man, like, are you serious? Dude, like, you gonna take them? Look at that. Ezekiel at 77 yards. That's below average. He had a horrible game. Look at that, man. He hardly did nothing. He was shut down the whole game. Look at Galvin Cooper were the only 2 that scored. Everybody else got shut out completely, right? Like, come on now. Are you for real, dude? Lamar Jackson had 107 yards that game. Okay? Look at Gus Edwards, 101 yards. That means they couldn't stop Gus Edwards at all. Lamar Jackson, 94 yards. The Ravens ran down their throats. Okay? That was all rushing. 34-17. That's an ass kicking. That's a beating. This dude makes no kind of sense, dude. He's something's mentally wrong with this dude, man. I'm serious. How you gonna bet on the Cowboys without Dak Prescott? The Cowboys had no defense at all. I should know this, man. The Cowboys did better this year. Why? Because Jerry Jones made proper adjustments. The man brought in Dan Quinn. He brought in Keanu Neal from the Falcons. He hired McAdoo, the ex-Giants coach. Okay? The man drafted Michael Parsons. He also brought in Trayvon Diggs. Like, come on now, dude. The Cowboys defense improved this year than it was last year. But let's continue listening to what this idiot got to say. Because, again, this is why I'm not taking a lot of y'all seriously. Who come on my channel trying to talk all this white man this, white man that. The league is predetermined. But look at you got this idiot here complaining. This man don't even know how to bet. You had the nerve to bet the Cowboys going against the Baltimore freaking Ravens that won 12 games the season before and came in there with all their guys healthy. See, the Ravens didn't go through what they were going through this season. This season, they had a lot of guys injured. But last year, they was fully healthy. Again, this guy is somebody you don't take seriously at all. Okay? Anybody listen to him, you're going to lose a lot of money.
This game. But that pass interference, really kind of messed up the flow of the game. It could have been a touchdown pass.
Wait, hold up. So it don't matter if there was a pass interference or not. Look at that scoreboard. The Ravens dropped 34 points against that team, man. Dallas, again, that's Baltimore at home. Dallas was never going to win that game.
Not to mention, the Cowboys even threw an interception in the end zone this game.
Actually, Andy Dalton threw an interception. Don't blame that on the Cowboys. It was the receiver's fault. He did that. Don't blame that on him. Andy Dalton is not that good of a quarterback. That man's below average. He's not that good, man. And Dalton has had many opportunities to get his team out the first round. He never did. You know what's crazy? Joe Burrow done more in Cincinnati than Andy Dalton did his entire career. Because Joe Burrow actually got that team out the first round and into an AFC Championship game. Now that I think about it, just stop it, dude. You don't know what you're doing. You shouldn't be gambling.
And they missed not 1, but 2 field goals.
So whose fault is that, right? So again, you want to say it's scripted rigged, but the Cowboys did things to mess themselves up in that game. Like you just said, they just missed 2 field goals. And they didn't have no defense at all. Their defense was ranked 27th. Again, I'm a Cowboys fan, so I should know. Again, man, why didn't you bet on the Ravens that game? That needs to be the question.
So, yeah, I lost like $300 on that game.
You idiot, dude. You hear what this dude just said, right? This dude bet $300 freaking dollars like a freaking idiot. No wonder this dude is pissed off. This dude is getting laughed at. He got embarrassed. That's why he go in there complaining. This man's wife kicked him out of the bed and said, you sleep on the couch tonight. This man just got embarrassed by all his family and friends. You just again, bro, you have no business gambling at all. You need to stop it. This man just said he just lost $300. Dude, you should, common sense would have told you to take the Ravens, who were the better team. Why in the hell did you take the Cowboys without Dak Prescott? That don't make an ounce of sense. And I just showed y'all those stats, right? Ezekiel has 77 yards. He's below 100. Most of that whole team got shut down. That this is why you can't take these channels seriously at all. These people don't know what they're doing. They don't watch enough football. They don't do enough research at all. This guy clearly didn't look at the roster. I mean, you can't be that damn dumb. I'm serious, dude. But this is why I do my channels. This is why I do my videos, to show y'all where the stupidity is coming from. And the same dude here, I influence these little kids and tell them to script and rig. No, you lost money. You mad that you lost. You shouldn't be complaining. If I was him, I wouldn't even did this video. You just showed everybody how stupid you are.
Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible.
Yeah, you're actually a terrible gambler. No, that's why he pissed off. Because this man just went into his bank fund. The man just lost money. He needed to pay a bill. You're now behind on your bills because of that. I'm like, dude, how you gonna complain about the Cowboys? They was never gonna win that game anyway. I'm serious, man. That just, like, come on now. Like, yeah, the referee didn't make that call, but it don't matter. It was 34-17. That's a blowout. That means the Ravens was just clearly a better team. Now, the smarter pick would have been for him to pick the Ravens by plus 20 points. That would have been a smarter bet. Again, that's proof why you don't take these channels seriously. Why anybody that say script and rig, I officially don't take you seriously at all. Because of guys like that man there, that's a complete idiot. That guy is a fool. Okay? That goes to show the league is not scripted at all. We got people like that man there that don't know how to bet, gamble, or bet money. Okay? But now, let's get to my picks. Now, I want you to pay attention to the matchups here. Okay? Matter of fact, let me wind it for you. Okay? Let's pay very close attention. Because the Chiefs, Rams, and the Niners, this is the results of have been three of the strongest teams in the last 10 years. Matter of fact, in the last 5 seasons alone, the Rams was already in a Super Bowl 4 years ago against the Patriots, okay? They still got Sean McVay as a coach. You still got Cooper Kupp, Tyler Higbee, right? Aaron Donald is still there, okay? They were around when you had Jared Goff. The fact that Matt Stafford is at quarterback and made it this far just tells you the team all around is still good, okay? There was no script for that. The team was good. Look at the 49ers. The 49ers have another chance to get back to a Super Bowl. That team was just there just 2 years ago. And I'm going to tell you right now, the Niners want the Chiefs. They need that from Kansas City to rematch. Kyle Shanahan needs that again. Jimmy Garoppolo needs that. As of right now, the 49ers have a clear advantage over the Rams because they're the veteran team. This is going to be a great battle, okay? I'm just going to tell you now. Even though the Rams are the home team, my mind is going with San Francisco. I got to take San Francisco in that one. Now remember, going into the playoffs, the Rams did lose that game in overtime. And what happened? Matt Stafford got picked off. The man had Odell Beckham Jr. on a one-on-one. Now Odell Beckham Jr. was already had his man beat. But for some reason, Matt Stafford didn't have the arm strength. And the corner picked him off. So in other words, expect the Niners to go man on man. They're going to do a lot of one-on-ones. Because now they know that Matt Stafford ain't going to have the... he's going to be gassed out by the fourth quarter. Expect the 49ers to get real aggressive towards the last 5 minutes of the game. I don't expect that to be a high-scoring game neither. Because the 49ers already got a deal on how to play against the Rams. The only way the Rams beat the Niners, they're going to have to play differently. They got to come up with something else. Now, even last week, Brady did make a comeback. Right? He did tie the game. But I give Matt Stafford his credit. He handled the pressure. But now, now you face a tough opponent. The Rams struggle against the Niners all season. Okay, this is a divisional rivalry. It's not going to be easy at all. Now, I give Zach Taylor, of the head coach for the Cincinnati Bengals, a lot of credit. The man did a good rebuilding. I told y'all before, man, the Bengals had a lot of potential. This is going to be one of the fastest offenses. The Bengals are young. Okay, that's why they made it this far. Because the Titans and the Raiders, for one, the Raiders had no business being there in no way. Okay, they again, that team was just not ready. So of course the Bengals beat them, but against the Tennessee Titans, man, again, man, the Titans have nobody to blame for themselves. Okay? They clearly were the better team. But Cincinnati outperformed them. Cincinnati just made better plays. But again, Cincinnati is a young team. Nobody really saw them coming. Now you're up against the defending, reigning champion Kansas City Chiefs. Mahomes should be able to win that game, without a doubt. If the Chiefs were able to beat the Bills in OT, they're definitely going to beat the Cincinnati team. I'm gonna give the Chiefs that they're going to beat Cincinnati. Now, if Cincinnati somehow pull off, then so be it. But no, Chiefs are clearly a better team. It's obvious. The Chiefs are going to win it because, again, the Chiefs are especially now that Brady's retired, Patrick Mahomes is the man. I told y'all that before. That's the Steph Curry. He's Stephen Curry of the quarterback. If Steph Curry play at quarterback, he'll be him. He's the Steph Curry of this league, without a doubt. The Chiefs, though, they could actually go to 3 Super Bowls in a row and win another one. The Chiefs are going for their 3rd Lombardi trophy. All right. Well, I think it's going to be a rematch. Because again, man, I like the Rams in this matchup, but it's like the Niners have their number. Okay? The Niners want Kansas City. They want to beat this team again. I think it's going to be a rematch. I would not be shocked if it's going to be a rematch. Now, I'm taking San Francisco and I'm taking KC in a rematch. That's who it's going to be, even though I don't like the Niners at all. I really don't. Me being a Cowboys fan, I don't like the fact that we lost to our conference rival, but it is what it is. The Niners are a strong team. You got to respect them. Okay, you got to respect Joey Bosa. You got to respect Deebo Samuel. All right, you just have to. Okay? I mean, the Rams are good, but it's getting Matt Stafford has never been in a conference championship a day in his life. Okay? This is going to be very hard. This is going to be harder for him. This man is under a lot of pressure now. If you think Brady was hard, going against this San Francisco 49er defense is going to be even tougher. As of right now, the Niners and the Chiefs they're the better teams, without a doubt. Remember, it's been a minute. The Rams ain't been there in 4 years. So you got to take that in consideration too, man. Like, my picks going in for Sunday, I got KC and I got San Francisco in a rematch. This will be a rematch of Super Bowl 54. All right? That's just, again, I want to go for the Rams. Don't get me wrong. I would love to see your Rams have a home field advantage inside that stadium, but again, I got to be realistic. I can't be biased. Even with my Cowboys, I told y'all, man, I wasn't going to get my hopes up in that game. And I told y'all that, man. Even though the Cowboys was my primary team, I wasn't going to get my hopes up. Because they could just easily lose, which they did. But for Green Bay, man, that's just a disappointment. I'm sorry, man. This is supposed to be Green Bay right now. And just letting y'all know, man, like Aaron Rodgers is definitely gone. Just like Brady is retiring from football, Aaron Rodgers is pretty much, he might have been played his last game in Green Bay. He's definitely out of there. Matt LaFleur has already been fired as of now. So look for the Green Bay to be almost an entirely different team next season. Going into next year, they're going to be a different team. They're definitely not going to be the same team anymore. Or it's going to be a lot of changes. A lot of people are going to be leaving out of there. And Brady has officially retired, so everything real NFL breakdowns told you in his channel was an absolute lie. That's another reason why it's not scripted. I just showed you the dude I just played. I just showed you why it's not scripted. Brady is not here, man. Brady is not gonna be competing no more. He's done. He's officially retired at 44 years old. I thank the man for having a great career. 22 seasons. He's clearly the GOAT. He's greatest of all time as far as quarterbacks is concerned. He is the only player that has won seven Lombardis, losing three Super Bowls. He's the only one with a 7-3 record. 15 Pro Bowl selections. 3 league MVPs. Okay? 5 times he was Super Bowl MVP. All right? That's Brady, but his era is officially ended. Gronk is going too. Gronkowski is definitely out of here. But yeah, man, the Chiefs, yeah, they're the stronger team, man, in a sense. This is their time now. This is Patrick Mahomes' time to lead the league now. He's the man. Okay, this is proven. Oh yeah, even Ben Roethlisberger, he's going too. Old Ben Roethlisberger has also announced retirement out of 18 seasons. So these veterans are pretty much, that's it for them. They're gone. Sean Payton also has resigned. He's no longer the head coach of the New Orleans Saints. Just to give y'all an update. Yeah, this offseason is gonna be a lot of changes. But as of now, I got KC and San Francisco in a rematch. That's the safest pick. I'm not gonna tell nobody who would put their money on, but there's no way Cincinnati's gonna beat that Kansas City team. Mahomes still got it, man. Like the Chiefs still that team. It's Andy Reid. Again, Zach Taylor's a young coach. And who knows, man? Like, Zach Taylor could go on a Doug Peterson run and beat the Chiefs. I'm not saying the Chiefs can't lose, but the Bengals got to go into Kansas City. They got to go into Arrowhead. Like Seattle, that's a very hard stadium to win in. And this is the Chiefs who have been in 2 AFC championships in a row. They won 2 of them. They're going for a 3-peat. And I already know Kansas City could be either one of them 2 teams. You know, I know that everybody wants to see the Rams and the Chiefs. And these 2 teams were what everybody originally had 4 years ago when Jared Goff was playing. They won a Jared Goff versus Patrick Mahomes because when those 2 teams played each other, that was the highest scoring football game in NFL history. That was like watching a college game, but that wasn't meant to be. The Patriots was just a better team. Like, Brady is just a better quarterback than Mahomes. Let's just give that man that just due. Brady is better than Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes cannot beat Brady. He never defeated Brady in his career. But that don't mean that he don't finish better than Brady. As of this season, Patrick Mahomes is going to finish. He's going to beat Brady out. Because his team is in the AFC Championship. His team made out the second round. Brady's didn't. Yeah, Brady is better than him as far as facing him. In a face-off, yeah, Brady is clearly the better quarterback than Mahomes. But as far as this season, Patrick Mahomes clearly beat that man out. But I said, y'all, that's the video. I thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe if you feel like. And as always, y'all stay blessed, stay tuned. I'll see you real soon when I'm going to be reviewing the winners who's going to be going into the Super Bowl.